Good morning, students. Welcome to computer class. In this class, I would like to teach programs based on looping control structures. Some programs we are going to learn based on these looping control structures. In the last video, I taught looping control structures. Those are for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Now, I would like to teach programs based on these structures. Shall we start our class? In the control structures, we have two types of programs. First one is number programs. Second one is series. Number programs and series. Number programs means based on the numbers. Just we are going to check whether the given number is prime or not, perfect or not, like that. Okay. Now I would like to teach some programs. I will give you the names of those numbers, number programs, prime number, perfect number, composite number, Armstrong number, strong number, Niven number, neon number, Pronic number, automorphic number, factorial of a number, coprime numbers, twisted prime numbers, twin prime numbers. These are the sum of the numbers they explained in our textbook. Okay, some are not explained in the textbook, some are explained in the textbook. Okay, now I would like to teach the first two programs, prime numbers and perfect number. Some guidelines are there. First, I would like to teach the definition of the number, and then I will explain that program. Next, I will write the variable description, and then I will write the program. Shall we start our class? First program is write a program to check whether the given number is prime or not. Before going to write the program, read the question once or twice. Again and again, read the question. If you understand the question, then only you can write the program. What is the program here? Write a program to check whether the given number is prime or not. If the user given a number, we have to check that is a prime or not. యూజర్ అనేవాళ్ళు ఒక నెంబర్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు అది ప్రైమా కాదా అని చెక్ చేయడానికి ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ని రాయాలి మనం. నౌ ద డెఫినేషన్ ఈస్ a number which is having 1 and itself as factors is known as prime number. A number which is having 1 and itself as factors is known as prime number. The explanation is what we have to take as input, a number. What we have to calculate, find the number of factors. And the output is to check whether the given number is prime or not. Shall we start the program? Now, this is variable description. In this program, I have used only 3 variables to write the program. First one is n, that is the data type of int, to store an integer number, to store an integer number, and I is an integer type data to store the control variable of for loop. I have used I as control variable for the for loop, and f is an integer type data to store the number of factors of a number. Now the program is, first one is import java.util.star public class name is prime, public static void main string args, scanner in is equal to new scanner of system.in semicolon. In this statement, we are creating an object named in as a object for the class scanner. Next, int n comma I comma f is equal to 0. System.out.println enter any number n is equal to in dot next int. Ma slides are very small, that's why I am writing half of the program and half of the program in the next slide. That's why don't mind, but you write very neatly. Don't write the numbers. Don't write the numbers. Just for the clarification, I have given here some numbers. Don't write these numbers. You just write the program. Okay. This is the half of the program. I would like to show you the next half. First, write down this one very neatly, and I will explain what is going on in this program. Import means the compiler imports the package util from the Java class to run the functions system.out.println. Next, public class. Class name is prime. Sorry, here that mistaken. Prime, prime, not ne. Prime. And public static void main scanner. Here we are creating an object for the class scanner, and here we are declaring the variables what we are using in the program n, I and f, and printf enter any number. This function displays the message which is included, which is enclosed between double quotations, and n is equal to in dot next int. That is the input function to take an integer. And the next one is next half. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. If n mod I is equal to 0, f is equal to f plus 1. If f is equal to 2, system.out.println n plus is a prime number, else system.out.println n plus is not a prime number. Now I would like to teach. We are going to find the number of factors of a number. Do you know what are the factors in the mathematics you are learning? What are the factors and what is the factorial? There is no need to explain what are the factors and factorials. For I is equal to 1, I less than n. What is a prime number? A number which is having 1 and itself as the factors is known as prime number. Now, that's why I have taken for loop from 1 to n. N means that number. 1 to n. If n mod I, if that number is divisible by the I, then it is the factor of n. Now, I would like to teach this if statement. If a number is prime, it has only two factors, that is 1 and itself. Only two factors. That's why I have written here f is equal to 2. F is equal to 2. Only two factors it contains. ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ అంటే దానికి రెండు ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఉండాలి. 1 and itself. 1 and itself, those are the two factors only. That's why f is equal to 2. అంటే రెండు ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఉంటే ఆ నెంబర్ని ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ అంటారు. ఒకవేళ కాకపోతే గనక దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్. నౌ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దిస్ ఫర్ లూప్. Here, from the beginning, we have written one output statement, enter any number. It displays just the message which is displayed between double quotations, that is enter any number. Next, I have entered 7. దాని కిందనే ఒక ఇన్పుట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉంది కాబట్టి అక్కడ మనం 7 ఎంటర్ చేసాం. నౌ కంపైలర్ హౌ ఇట్ విల్ వర్క్స్, అది కంపైలర్ ఎలా ట్రీట్ చేసుకొని మనకి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుందో చూపిస్తాను. i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1, ఫర్ లూప్లో మనం i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 రాసాం చూడండి, అక్కడ ఒకటి తీసుకుంటుంది. i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1, 1 ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 7, 1 అనేది 7 కంటే తక్కువ లేకపోతే ఈక్వల్ టు అని రాసాం కాబట్టి ఈ కండిషన్ అనేది ట్రూ అయింది. ట్రూ అవ్వగానే బాడీలోకి ఎంటర్ అవ్వగానే దాని కింద ఇంకో స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉంది చూడండి, ఎన్ మాడ్ ఐ. ఇక్కడ మనం ఎన్ వాల్యూ 7 ఇచ్చాము, ఐ వాల్యూ 1 కాబట్టి ఆ రెండింటిని తీసుకుంటుంది. 7 mod 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0. మీకు మాడ్యూల్ అంటే తెలుసు కదా, ఇన్ ద 9th స్టాండర్డ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టాట్ దిస్ అబౌట్ దిస్ మాడ్యూల్ అండ్ బై. మాడ్యూల్ రిటర్న్స్ రిమైండర్ and division returns coefficient. Module means reminder అంటే 7ని మనం 1తో డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు రిమైండర్ ఎంత వస్తుంది, 0 వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి ఈ కండిషన్ అనేది ట్రూ అయింది. ఈ కండిషన్ అనేది ట్రూ అయింది కాబట్టి దాని కింద ఇంకో స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉంది చూడండి, f ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఎఫ్ ప్లస్ 1. ఆల్రెడీ ఎఫ్ వాల్యూ మనం 0గా ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేసాం కాబట్టి 0 ప్లస్ 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఎఫ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 అయింది. ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది అయిపోగానే మనం ఫర్ లూప్లో ఐ ప్లస్ ప్లస్ రాసాం లాస్ట్లో, కాబట్టి ఫ్రమ్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఐ వాల్యూ 1 ఉంది కాబట్టి 1 ప్లస్ 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2 అవుతుంది. ఫైనల్గా ఈ లూప్ అంతా అయిపోయేసరికి ఎఫ్ వాల్యూ 1 అయింది, ఐ వాల్యూ అనేది 2 అయింది. ఇప్పుడు ఐ వాల్యూ అనేది 2 పెట్టేసి మళ్ళీ సెకండ్ ఇటరేషన్ అనేది తీసుకుందాం. i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2 అయితే కనుక 2 ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 7. ఈ కండిషన్ కూడా ట్రూ అయింది. నౌ కమ్ టు ద బాడీ. ఫర్ లూప్ బాడీలోకి వస్తే కనుక 7 mod 2 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 మీన్స్ 7ని మనం 2తో డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు రిమైండర్ అనేది 0 వస్తుందా, ఫాల్స్ అయింది కాబట్టి దాని కింద ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వదు, ఇంక్రిమెంట్ జరిగిపోతుంది. i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఐలో ఆల్రెడీ 2 ఉంది కాబట్టి దానికి 1 యాడ్ చేస్తే 3 అయింది. నౌ కమ్ టు ద థర్డ్ ఇటరేషన్, i ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 3. 3 అయినప్పుడు 3 ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 7. దిస్ కండిషన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ట్రూ. నౌ 7 mod 3 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0. When we divide the number 7 with 3, the remainder is 0. No, this condition is also false. Now I is equal to 4. It just increment the value of I. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Now come to the fourth iteration. I is equal to 4. 4 is less than or equal to 7. Is it true? Yeah, that is true. Now 7 mod 4 is equal to 0. False. Now it increments the value of I just by 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Now come to the fifth iteration. I is equal to 5. 5 is less than or equal to 7. This is also true. Now 7 mod 5 is equal to 0. This is false. Now it increments the value of I by 1. That is equal to I is equal to 6. Now come to the sixth iteration. I is equal to 6. 6 is less than or equal to 7. True. 7 mod 6 is equal to 0. Is it true? No, that is false. Now it just increment the value of I, that is equal to I is equal to 7. Now come to the seventh iteration. I is equal to 7. 7 is less than or equal to 7. Is it true? Yeah, this is true. Now 7 mod 7 is equal to 0. Yeah, 7. When we divide the number 7 with 7, the remainder is 0. That's why the condition is true. Now come to the next statement. Already f is equal to 1. Now add another one. F is equal to 1 plus 1. That is equal to f is equal to 2. Means here we have only two factors. 1 divides 7 and 7 divides 7. These only the two two factors. That's why it increments the value of f. Now I is equal to 8 and I is equal to 8. 8 is less than or equal to, sorry, 7. Here we have to write 7. Instead of 7, I have written here 8. Sorry, rectify this one. 8 is less than or equal to 7. Is it true? No, this is false. That's why the compiler just comes out of this loop and checks the last condition, that is f is equal to 2. What is the final value of f here? 2. That's why f is equal to 2 is true. That's why it prints the next statement, true block statement. 7 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number. Children, no need to write all this explanation. All this explanation. No need to write. Some students are writing all the explanation. No need to write. Only you write the output, enter any number, 7, right? And the last you have to write 7 is a prime number. These three statements are enough. No need to write all these explanation. Now come to the next one. Write a program to check whether the given number is perfect or not. What is a perfect number? A number is said to be perfect if the sum of the factors including one excluding itself is the same as the original number. Example 6. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3. Don't include 6. మనం ఇచ్చిన నెంబర్ని ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయకూడదు. 1ని ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కానీ మనం ఇచ్చిన నెంబర్ని ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయకూడదు. ఈ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ అన్నిటిని మళ్ళీ యాడ్ చేయండి. 1 + 2 + 3 = 6. అంటే దీని ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ అన్నీ యాడ్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ అదే నెంబర్ వచ్చింది కాబట్టి 6ని ఏమంటారంటే పర్ఫెక్ట్ నెంబర్ అంటారు. 6 ఈజ్ ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ నెంబర్. ఏ నెంబర్ ఈజ్ సెడ్ టు బి ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ if the sum of the factors including one and excluding itself is the same as the original number. That's why 6 is called a perfect number. Now, what is the input we have to take here? A number. ఒక నెంబర్ని మనం ఇన్పుట్గా తీసుకొని వాటి యొక్క ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ అన్నిటిని యాడ్ చేయాలి. వాటి యొక్క ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ అన్నిటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే కింద మనం అలా ఏం చెక్ చేయాలంటే అది పర్ఫెక్టా కాదా అనేది మనము లాస్ట్లో చెక్ చేయాలన్నమాట. నౌ కమ్ టు ద వేరియబుల్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్. First column is variable name, second column data type, and the last column is description. First one is n, that is integer type data, to store an integer number, and I, that is the data type of int, and to store the control variable of for loop, and sum, an integer to store the sum of factors of a number. The sum of factors of a number. Now come to the program. Import java.util.star public class perfect public static void main string args scanner in is equal to new scanner of system.in int n comma I comma sum is equal to 0 system.out.println enter any number n is equal to in dot next int. For I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. If n mod I is equal to 0, sum is equal to sum plus I. Just we add the factors here. Sum is equal to sum plus I. At last, what we have to check? The given number is equal to the sum of the factors. Then the given number is perfect number. Else, the given number is not a perfect number. Children, no need to write the numbers of these statements. Now, come to the explanation. Enter any number. I ha- Here I have entered number 6. I is equal to 1. For loop. In the for loop, I have initialized the variable I with 1. That's why I is equal to 1. 1 is less than 6. That is true. 6 mod 1 is equal to 0. If I divide the number 6 with 1, the remainder is 0. Yeah, that is true. That's why the next statement is sum is equal to 0 plus 1, because already I have initialized the variable sum with 0. That's why 0 plus 1. The final value of sum is 1. Now the compiler increments the value of I by 1. That's why I is equal to 2. 2 is less than 6. Yeah, true. Now 6 mod 2 is equal to 0. The remainder is 0. That's why this condition is also 0. Now sum is equal to sum plus I. Already the value of sum is 1 plus the value of I is 2. In the second iteration, the value of I is true. That's why the final value of sum is 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Now the compiler increments the value of I by 3. That is equal to 3. Now come to the third iteration. 3 is equal to 3 is less than 6. That is also true. 6 mod 3 is equal to 0. That is also true. Now sum is equal to, already the value of sum is 3 plus I. I means the value of I is 3. That's why 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Now I is equal to 4. Come to the fourth iteration. 4 is less than 6. That is true. But 6 mod 4, when we divide the number 6 with 4, the remainder is not 0. That's why the condition is false. Now come to the fifth iteration. 5 is less than 6. That is true. When we divide the number 6 with 5, the remainder is not 0. That is 6 mod 5 is equal to 0. That is false. That's why the compiler just skip the body of that condition and go to the next iteration. I is equal to 6. 6 less than 6. Is it true? False. Now the compiler just comes out of the for loop and go to the next statement, that is equal to n is equal to 6. Sorry, sum. N is equal to sum. What is the value of n here? 6. And the sum value, the final value of sum is 6. That's why 6 is equal to 6. That is true. That's why it prints the true block, that is 6 is a perfect number. Children, don't write this explanation. Again and again, I am telling you, don't write this explanation. Everybody writing this explanation. Don't write this explanation. Just for the clarification of you, I am explaining this for loop. Don't write the explanation. You just write enter any number 6. 6 is a perfect number. This is three statements are enough. Don't write. And put your mind to understand. These are very important number programs. These are later we are in the function lesson. Is there one lesson? User defined functions lesson is there. In that lesson we are using only the numbers to write the programs. That's why practice the programs and put your mind to understand. This is not theory to by heart. Okay. When you put your mind and understand, then only you can write the computer programs. If you want to by heart, that is not possible. Once again, I am telling you, don't by heart the programs. You just understand how to write. Okay. Subscribe this channel to get the notifications. Thank you, children.